Hi, this is Amy Lewis. This is Engineers Unplugged. Hi, this is Amy Lewis, and we're here for another amazing episode of Engineers Unplugged. We've got Ron and Mark, and we're going to be talking about radio interoperability. They are live wires, so this is going to be a great one. Take it away.
Thank you, Amy. So two-way radio system, walkie-talkies. You've got a couple of different sites. One may be police, one may be fire, different operations. Today, one group can talk, other group can talk. They can't talk to each other. Dispatcher in between, another person relaying, they can talk to each other. But we've got a technology way of how they can talk to each other. So Mark, what's the easiest way?
All right. Thanks, Ron. So at Cisco, well, we kind of wrote the book on voice over IP, kind of. So we came up with the solution of using an ISR. I'm a better drawer than you.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, we're using an ISR configured as an LMR gateway, which basically means it's got E&M ports, ear and mouth ports, on a voice interface card. So what we do is we connect either the repeater itself to our E&M port, or what we call a donor radio on another site to an E&M port. And the idea behind this is we use voice over IP technologies to bridge this RF interface to this one. So at any given time, if two agencies want to talk to each other, or we have users on two different channels or talk groups who want to talk to each other, we can bridge them together and they're now communicating. Here, Ron.
Hey, thank you, Mark. And one other way is if you've got sites that are outside of what was normally the coverage area, you can add them using a wide area network that you already have in place, a private VPN, any number of other ways that you can tie back to that LMR gateway, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what's the magic down below that this ties the users in the field, the walkie-talkies together? How do we get a laptop client, a dispatch console, or how do we get a Cisco IP phone onto that system?
I'll take that. Well, instead of becoming a CCIE and figuring all this out, we've taken the difficulty out of it. We've got something called an IPICS server. Oh, look at this thing shake. That takes care of provisioning all this for you. So you get onto the IPICS server, you set up your channel, you set up your users, etc. And we use our multicast and IP cloud to bridge everything together. So your IPICS server is able to configure an IP. The IPICS server is able to configure the LMR gateways. You have the LMR gateways basically doing the D2A conversion of all your media onto IP and onto multicast, I should say. And then off of the cloud, we're hanging off what we call our IDC dispatch consoles, where you can have dispatch operators at these positions, basically any location you want. You don't have to be co-located. You know, we're talking about the internet over here, so they can communicate with radio users on both or either or any other radio channel that you want. We also have the ability to add IP phones. Let me draw an IP phone over here. I'm kind of hard to do. There you go. That's kind of like an IP phone. So if you have an IP phone on your desk, you'd be able to join a channel and communicate with users. You could have a PSTN phone. It's a nice old-fashioned one right here. Be able to actually dial in and get an IVR greeting where you can go through the process of, hey, okay, I'm going to pick a certain channel, join the channel, and be able to communicate. So if you're in a remote location, you don't have access to the internet, you can still call in and make calls. Beyond that, we have something called a Unified Media Server, or UMS, that gives us the ability to have SIP connections from mobile clients. Does that look like a mobile client?
Looks like your iPhone.
Yeah, that's it. No antenna on it. So you can get onto a mobile client app, an IPICS app on either Android or iPhone or iPad or what have you, and be able to connect over 4G, LTE, 3G, whatever you have, or even Wi-Fi, and then be able to join channels and communicate with users out there.
And just a couple of questions for you. I run this system, and The IPICS server runs high availability, and it'll run virtual mode, so you can run it in your unified communication suite.
That is right.
I knew that, you knew that, but we're going to hope that everybody else that gets a look at that. So what else can we tell them? Policy Engine.
Oh, you're the god of Policy Engine.
Thank you, Mark. Policy Engine is an application that runs on the IPICS server and essentially scripts everything that Mark was talking about. So if you're a police and fire agency and you have an incident that comes up and the mayor needs to be part of this conversation, previously you can set up a virtual talk group, the dispatcher triggers that off, mayor gets a call, he gets the IVR that says there's something going on, press 1 to join this conversation, press 2 to, I guess, ignore this conversation. But there's a lot of things that you can do with it, and essentially anything that can be set up within the IDC client can be scripted by time of day, by user. And IPICS is also how you allow certain users access to channels and certain users not access to channels. Runs as a service on the IP phone, so you can dial in or run it as a service.
That is correct.
Outstanding. So, well, what else should we tell people?
Everything else is secret. It's coming soon. Sorry. We're new at this. So, yeah, there's a lot of new innovations coming in IPICS. This is a tutorial, so we're talking about what we've already done. And this is how IPICS basically started. This is how Ron and I figured out our presentation.
Yep.
So, and this is how we're continuing. You know, we're passionate about what we do. We have passionate customers. We love it. We love to work with our customers. When they give us ideas, that's the best thing ever. Thank you.
I have an idea. It's unicorn time. These guys are new. They don't know about the unicorn challenge.
Unicorn? There's a unicorn.
Oh, there's always a unicorn. Okay, I want to see.
They're extinct.
Well, you're going to bring them back to life. That's how much power you have. So let's go see your best unicorn. Go. Who can draw a better unicorn? Let's see it. I think we might have some unicorn series challengers here. They're in it to win it.
Mine's a dragon. Sorry.
Wow. Who?
And mine is a panda dragon unicorn.
That is super hipster unicorn. the very first nose hair unicorn. Guys, never, there's a lesson here, people. Never let engineers loose on a whiteboard. Ever. Woo! Okay, so radio interoperability, great content. Seriously, IPICS, it's a really interesting thing. I've had the ability, I don't know anybody out there, we've got some other information on Engineers Unplugged. We'll make sure the Tech Ops truck, some of the things that we've seen expressed, these are real world problems these guys are solving. So very exciting to have you guys on Engineers Unplugged today.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time on Engineers Unplugged.